In February 2020, news had begun to spread about a virus that was causing global health concerns. The federal government started to advise states on what we might expect if the virus made it to our shores. As March moved along, the reports became increasingly more alarming.
I was laying down in my bed.
I just got home from working.
I was actually in the classroom.
I knew prior to that something was happening.
And figure out what we were going to do if schools actually did close.
This morning, I signed an executive order directing nearly all of our 9 million residents to quite simply stay at home. All gatherings are canceled until further notice. This is no time for anyone to be acting selfishly, but this is the time to think about your family, your friends, your neighbors, and to do the right thing.
I believe I was home and got the message on the email, and then it was all over the news that night.
During that week, we had many conference calls and Zooms.
We didn't know where this was going to lead.
We kind of didn't know what was going to come next.
The first thing I did upon receiving the news,
I actually went and bought toilet paper right away because they said it was a shortage of toilet paper. It's the truth.
was call my mother, because my mother worked in the Human Resources Department. Has anything like this ever happened before? And she did not remember that at all.
We were all nervous, we were worried, but we knew that safety was first.
If school was going to be canceled for more than 2 weeks, I wasn't going to feel like I had the inspiration to do my work.
I called my assistant and said, hey, everything that we talked about last week is happening, and we need to put the plan into place.
Living in West New York, I would be driving around town and seeing lines of people, and it's specifically number 4 school. I remember just driving by and seeing lines of people. I'm like, why are people waiting outside the school? School's closed.
People were actually lining up and zip tying their carriages and their baskets to fences. If you had a food distribution at 9 in the morning, people were lining up as early as 10 o'clock the night before.
The school district was providing meals to the families of West New York.
We were able to create a program where our students would be able to get their breakfast and their lunch and even a snack during this time that they were not in school.
We sat down and got a logistical plan together on where we distribute the food.
Got our technology ready to go for our students, communicated with parents.
As feeding began across the nation, the New Jersey Department of Agriculture worked with other departments and stakeholders across the state to make sure that children and families were taken care of during these unprecedented times.
Employees to come in and help out was a bit of a task.
It was a big challenge.
Yes.
All the preparation and handing out I did myself.
The USDA released several waivers and an incredible amount of guidance to ensure that we had the flexibility to feed everyone.
We were set up in 5 different sites. We served the first day maybe a couple hundred meals, but by the end of the first week, we were serving thousands of meals every day.
So that was a huge part of helping the community in a time of need.
At this point, the NJDA's Division of Food and Nutrition was quite literally flying a plane that we were building.
Starting to set up our area.
Our schools quickly became the greatest tools we had to combat food insecurity.
People were scared. It was the beginning.
At first, it was just like kind of living by the news and trying to remember that we can't get close to each other.
The weather was not helping at all.
Keeping 6 feet away.
We were not ready. We were not.
Our distance from also the people that were coming to get the meals.
In a couple of my school districts, we actually had to go into the school, pack it out, and we had bus drivers dropping it off at students' houses.
I felt we got it right at the time when we saw how well it went through.
As the pandemic continued, New Jersey school nutrition professionals and eligible nonprofit organizations were serving over 1 million meals daily across the state.
There was a day that I came in and I just saw the way that our team was working together with the administration and the town government, and the people in the line, and that everybody was there to make sure that everyone in the community was being taken care of. And that was the day that I feel like I knew that we were going to be okay and we were going to get through all of this.
When you see the lines of people like getting bigger every day, and more and more people saying, thank you, you have no idea what you're doing for me, that's when you know that what you're doing is right.
The efforts that I saw during the pandemic were like no other community I've ever read about, no other community that I witnessed with my own 2 eyes.
That was difficult, but because we had such great people working together as a team, we were able to get through it.
The New Jersey Department of Agriculture opted into every waiver made available, and the term non-congregate feeding defined our way of operating.
I mean, I got really close to the people I was serving meals with and getting to know the community who would come daily, building relationships.
As the months progressed, the systems evolved, and school nutrition professionals adapted programs to meet their community's specific needs.
Nutritional components that it needed, and they had ample amounts of food. It was that much better. Made me feel good here, made me feel really good in here.
I think by December, this lady who used to like come over every day, and then she bring, I'm sorry, she bring this wrapping little gift for us who were working over there, and for me that was like awesome. That was like a beautiful day for me. Sorry.
Well, I think it's a credit to think ahead of the box and make sure that everybody in the town of West New York that needed food got food.
For me, it meant a lot because it was scary to go out there.
Our students really rely on, you know, the meals that are provided here at the school and through the district.
We needed a little bit of help from the school to, you know, feed all of us.
Meal distribution was, I can say that, a hope in our lives because my husband just lost his job. That was the only thing that could save us.
All the muffins, yo, when they cold, I don't know, man, they just taste different. They taste better.
My favorite meal from the school was those breakfast health bars.
They love it when they got fresh vegetables so we can do our own recipes.
Most of the time, kids in the school don't get a meal, and most of the time they do get a meal in school, and that was the only meal they could probably eat throughout the whole day. So like it was a good idea that they did that.
They were working mornings, they were staying late.
We are so very thankful for you for being in the front line, much like our first responders.
Thank you from the bottom of my heart.
Not everybody would be willing to do such a kind act.
You're our heroes.
It meant the world to me, man. If you were out there during COVID serving meals to everybody, you are a hero.
While everyone was running away from the fire, you guys were running towards it.
As mayor of this wonderful community, I want to thank all our workers for all that they have done. And most of all, we're thanking you for staying here, and we're happy that you're back in the game.
Hey everybody, I'm Andrew Zimmern.
This is Congressman Josh Gottheimer.
I'm Cindy Long.
This is Agriculture Secretary Doug Fisher.
I'm Congressman Donald Payne Jr.
This is Congresswoman Mikey Sherrill.
I'm Donna Martin.
My name is Albert Kelly.
I just wanted to give a big, huge thank you to all of the New Jersey school nutrition professionals, what some people call the New Jersey lunch people.
Thank you, New Jersey school nutrition professionals.
Thank you to New Jersey's school nutrition professionals for everything you do.
I really appreciate the work that was done to save our community and to really encourage and save our children.
I want to personally thank the New Jersey school food service professionals for everything you do to keep students at the top of their game.
I can't tell you how grateful I am. Without you, we wouldn't be where we are in this great country. Thanks so much. Thanks for taking care of our kids and helping feed them.
Our team was there so that the community would know that we would never leave them, that we were there today, we were there tomorrow, and we were going to be there for the months to come if that was something that they needed. And our team was committed to making sure that we wouldn't stop until everybody was ready to be back in the game.
Hi, I'm a student from Memorial High School, and I want to thank the
New Jersey nutrition professionals for everything they did during COVID.
Thank you, New Jersey nutrition professionals.
Thank you, New Jersey nutrition professionals.
Thank you, New Jersey nutrition professionals.
We're glad you're back in the game.
We're glad you're back in the game.
I'm glad you're back in the game.
And I'm glad to see you back.
And I'm glad you are back in the game.
Thanks for getting back in the game.
It's just great now to have you back in the game.
And I want to thank all of the New Jersey food professionals who are back in the game, making sure that our kids have healthy and delicious meals.
I am glad you're back in the game.
I'm so glad you're back in the game.
I'm glad that you're back in the game.
I'm glad that you are back in the game. Thank you.
You guys are heroes. I want to say that right now. You guys are heroes. You did a great job.
Speaker, I rise today to commend the West New York Nutrition Service Department for serving the West New York, New Jersey community throughout the pandemic. It is in this light that I wish to recognize the West New York Schools Nutrition Service Department, which has provided over 3 million free meals, having provided a lifeline during the turbulent and uncertain year to ensure students have access to healthy and locally sourced meals. I thank you and I yield back.